everybody. Thanks for joining us. And I'm here with CoRy Wyszynski. And CoRy was an integral part of the technical team for the creation of The Portal, which was Impro's very first entry into live streaming. We actually created a little TV studio right there in our Black Box Theater in Los Angeles with 3 cameras. And CoRy, these reruns of The Portal are sort of in celebration of you and your contributions and of The Portal generally. And also they coincide with launching your GoFundMe for your upcoming surgery. Can you tell us just a tiny bit about this surgery that's happening? It's this fat on the phylum you described it as.
Yes, it's not just a British pub. I'm having what's known as tethered cord release. There are multiple surgeries in my future. So by getting this one done early, this is the easy one. This will hopefully prepare me for the future surgery, the big one that I think is going to be in January. It is in its own way an episode of The Portal.
TV and The Portal, improvised episodes in the style of the Twilight Zone.
Everything you're about to see is being made up in the moment. The actors' dialogue and movement, the lighting, the sound and music.
Beep, beep.
Yes. the cameras. And the shots being chosen by our camera editor.
We'd like the suggestion of an occupation your grandfather or grandmother might have done in the 50s or 60s.
Beautician.
Professor.
Riveter. Funeral home manager.
I'm going to take beautician.
Well, how's it look?
It's charming.
I knew it would be. Linda, you always do a great job.
That's what I was trained to do. A good job.
An excellent job. Oh, I want my fringe just the same, Linda.
Do hers, Linda.
Yes, that's what I was trained to do. It's already so good. Are you sure?
Oh, why, yes, Linda. I'm ready to have the same fringe.
Jackie, you are gonna love it. Linda is a wizard.
You're so lucky to have her. You won't believe this. I've been cutting my own fringe with my home scissors.
Get out of this building.
Are you kidding me?
Please hold still.
Linda, she should be punished for that.
Oh, I know. In all the magazines it says never trim your own fringe. But I don't have a Linda.
I'm sorry. Could you hold your head much still? I've chopped the back of your hair just a little bit. There was so much movement. I apologize.
Jackie, don't make her angry.
Oh, my goodness. Does she get angry?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
There now.
Well, I need a mirror, Linda.
You can't see yourselves in this reflection right in front of us? Well, I've been looking there all day. Let me go get a hand mirror. You don't see that.
Just please go get a hand mirror, Linda.
You don't see what's
Can you
right-
go get the hand mirror?
But you can't see your reflections right in front of you.
Don't worry so much about it.
Isn't that awfully strange?
I said beat it! Get the hand mirror!
There are nicer people in the mirror. People that I see, they're real nice.
Linda, you and I have had a great relationship. Don't make it end today.
The woman in the mirror is shaking her head. She doesn't like that so much.
Which woman in the mirror? As you've established, we can't see ourselves in that.
too bad. It's awfully nice in there. Maybe nicer in there than it is out here. All of your yammering. Talk about my temper. You moving and make me chop your hair uneven.
Cut and curl, color and style. Or maybe just a blowout today. The price of beauty, the price that is paid in today's society, is sometimes too high for some, not enough for others. Today, this beauty salon, this stylish place for getting made up for the weekend, isn't just any, because this salon is in the Twilight Zone.
Now, Linda, I have to say it's not quite fair that you put these mirrors up and didn't even tell us. I'm used to coming in here and having you do my hair, and you do what you're told. Now, how are we supposed to know there's even mirrors here if we can't see ourselves in them?
That's right, I don't see anything but a cloudy wall. A cloudy wall. That's what I said, and that's what I meant.
And I know you meant it. Look, we're going to have to tell her. Lock those doors. I'll lock these windows. Now, what are you smiling at?
It's just so nice and peaceful in there, that's all.
Do you know why we can't see ourselves in that, honey? Why you feel peaceful when you look in there, and we're not in there with you?
Well, spill.
You should have never put those up in here. This is a salon, for God's sake. People shouldn't have to look at themselves in a mirror.
That's right. It seemed very natural to have a mirror.
Yes, but don't you think there's a reason I've been coming here?
Sorry if I've upset you.
That's the thing, isn't it? Getting upset, being so emotional. Why, that never happened here until these mirrors were here.
That's right.
She finally brought me to see you, Linda.
You ever
I've
think
been
about-
hearing nothing but wonderful things, and
There was nothing but wonderful things before. She always invited me right in. She invited us right in today. There weren't any mirrors in here, or how would I have known if there were? And there were always other people here.
It's just so beautiful. A mirror's a reflection. It reflects back wonderful things.
Does it?
For some people.
maybe just you're seeing things in your mind that aren't really there.
You were useful for a long time, Linda. I'm sorry it's gonna have to end like this.
And like what? Well, now.
I want you to look at something. All right?
All right.
Did you see those pointy ones pop out?
I thought the night appointments were simply because you worked all day. I was just being helpful. I'm sorry.
You were being helpful. You were being very helpful. Gosh darn it, you've stopped being helpful.
I'm sorry. Does this have to be the end?
It's sort of a beginning for you, Linda. For us, an ending is only a beginning.
Jackie's right.
This isn't really happening. It's not really happening, is it?
Do you want to look at that nice girl in the mirror again, Linda? Where everything's so pleasant.
Where people are kind to you, where they don't mind if you cut their hair 2 different lengths just because they move.
Yes, Linda, why did you do that?
I don't know. There was so much moving hair and I didn't want to stop cutting.
Oh my gosh, is it already time?
What? No, wait. I have a croissant roll in the other room.
Well, that seems a good reason. Go ahead.
It's warmed and I have butter as well.
Just remember, all the exits are locked, so get your croissant roll. And come back before the moon stops setting.
back to how we were before the whole mirror incident. We'll call it the mirror incident, and we'll put it behind us.
I'm sorry, Linda. Well, now you know too much, and
Or not, maybe anything. Maybe I don't know anything. Here, have some.
I don't eat that. That's disgusting.
I don't like this. I liked the other world where friendly people in the mirror waved to me. I liked that much better.
Well, I have to tell you something, Linda. When I'd come here and you'd see your friendly people, your clients, have you noticed you've been losing some of them? Some of them have just stopped coming back. Well, you've cried to me while I'm in your chair before, saying you must have done something wrong. You must have cut a fringe a little too short. Well, that's not the case. Marjorie, Tava, Cecilia,
Clarissa.
well, they're all cocooning right now. They're becoming something beautiful.
This isn't real. This isn't happening.
We can't let you go, Linda. Don't you see? We've been through this before. Next time, first it's a mirror. Next time we come, there'll be crucifixes. You'll think you can keep us away with some cloves of garlic, but you can't.
Yes, you'll have your brushes made of wood, and they'll be sharpened on the end. You won't invite us in.
But what if I agree to be friendly? What if I agree to be nice? How about that?
What if you could be nice forever?
What if you could be nice forever?
What if you can create beauty always?
No, thank you. I liked my life the way it was.
Do you have any more clients today, Linda? It's going to get very bloody in here.
No, that's not happening. No. This is silly. This is not happening. Oh, I've been working too much. This is just a nightmare, an overworked nightmare. It's the kind of dream where you're running and you just keep running and then you fall. It's not real.
You're always good at this part, Jackie. When they think they're dreaming.
What's real is human goodness, second chances, and all of that. Seeing yourself clearly for who you are, accepting all the good and the bad. Sometimes I've hated my reflection in the mirror, just downright hated it. But now I feel sorry for that girl. Oh, I wish I'd been nicer to her.
Snap her out of it, honey.
I promise I'll be nicer. I promise.
There's no need for niceness. There's no need to tell yourself these things. Linda, I know what you've witnessed in this chair, how people have treated you. You take care of others. You try to create beauty in the world, but you still are surrounded by ugliness. You don't need that anymore. You don't need to try to look into a mirror and see beauty anymore. Wouldn't it be wonderful to rest? To never have to look at yourself and tell yourself that there's something beautiful? Just to see the world as what you can take from it. What can belong to you.
What you can take from it.
No. It's wrong. You're both wrong. Hitler tried to do it. Now you're trying to do it. You think you're going to win, but you're not. Goodness would outwin you somehow. I feel it.
Don't like when she talks that way.
I just feel that there's goodness in you, otherwise you wouldn't be recoiling like that.
Stop it.
There's goodness in you too.
Now you stop it.
You stop saying that. I don't want to. Do you realize there's so much goodness in the world?
There's not.
And it
Stop
outshines
it. There's
the
pain in the
darkness.
world.
It outshines the darkness every time if we just
The other
hang
side
in
of the
there.
world is what's beautiful.
You try to create beauty, but it's never good enough. You try to get the right fringe. You try to cut your hair, fit in, conform, and then it's never beautiful enough. You're never good enough.
Trying to fit the magazines, you'll never do it.
You can never be like them. They're not real.
They're not real.
I laugh.
Stop
I
it.
laugh at that now. It's so silly. Oh, to conform.
Stop it!
Silly. It's so silly. We're all perfect just the way we are.
Stop looking at yourself.
Don't you see those wrinkles?
Hello, Wrinkles.
You must be 36 years old.
Women can't age well.
You'll age backwards.
People will stop looking at you. If you're one of us, we never age.
Yes, we never age. You only get more beautiful, Linda. Don't you tell me every time I'm in here how beautiful I am.
How alluring.
It's so mean and shallow and cold. I'm gonna be a grandma, maybe, if I'm lucky. With white hair. Maybe I'll be stooped down. Maybe I'll have a snaggletooth. But I'll be happy. I'll wave at all the children. I might scare them, but I'll wave at them.
She's so bright. I can't look at her.
And in my final moments of death, I'll say, well done.
No, stop it. You'll have regrets. You'll have regrets. Stop it, Linda.
Thank you, life. Goodbye.
It's burning. Linda, stop burning. Her light is burning me. You have regrets, Linda. You'll have regrets. You'll never be beautiful.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. It's been said that in order to see the beauty in the world, one needs to start to see the beauty in oneself. So the next time you're thinking you need a pointy curling iron or garlicky buttered roll in the next room, direct yourself inside and look in that mirror to find what's beautiful in the Twilight Zone.
Hey, you're watching reruns of The Portal, originally live streamed from Impro Theatre in Los Angeles. I'm with CoRy Wyszynski, who is magically appearing behind his hat. Is that a pork pie hat, CoRy?
It is. It is known as the Phil Jones from my favorite haberdashery, Gorin Brothers. Not sponsored.
I believe it's a Phil Jones named after the drummer Philly Joe Jones, possibly. Is that?
I think so. Yes.
Who knows? But CoRy was an important part of the technical team for The Portal, which you're watching. CoRy, what do you have to say about doing the tech side of The Portal?
I would say that it's a lesson in less is more and more is a gift. So just like how you don't want to overuse gifts because then they're not special, having just that extra bit of a camera rack focus, or in my case, a push of the light down to isolate a character, that gives you the show, because then all you have to do is let the improvisers play.
And we're happy that you're watching The Portal, because this is in celebration of The Portal and CoRy's contributions, and in preparation for CoRy's surgery, is having a GoFundMe, and we hope you can go there and give a little bit, perhaps right now while we're paused in between episodes. It only takes a minute to make a little contribution.
And everything is much appreciated, and just support. And thank you, Mike Rock and Impro TV, which was the production kind of studio that we created, which almost feels like a different time.
And we're going to go out to you, our studio audience, who's right here with us. And we need a suggestion for what is happening in the next room.
Poker tournament.
A tea party.
Alien abduction.
A game of polo.
A table's being set.
Re-wallpapering.
Okay.
A building's being
Hellgate.
Oh, well, these are all very good suggestions, but I think it's time for a nice civilized tea party. So, with tea party as our suggestion, welcome to The Portal.
Traverses the landscape of the human imagination, a shadowland beyond scripted material, an abyss illuminated by a single suggestion. There's a sign up ahead, there's nothing on it. Destination, the Twilight Zone.
Well, I brought some in here for us as well.
Honestly, ladies, Carl and I were fine just playing some gin together. You're free to have your fun in the other room.
No, I cannot be in the other room drinking tea, thinking of the two of you sitting here having to play cards.
Oh, that's so sweet of you.
Why did you all get together on a Sunday afternoon to come in here and spend time with Carl and I? We were perfectly happy playing gin in here while you had your fun in there.
Well, we need to take care of our husbands at all times now, don't we?
You're not angry, are you, that I brought the ladies in here and some tea? You're not angry, are you?
Gladys, no, I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I just feel so loved on, is all. Well, we just didn't think this was the kind of afternoon we were in for. We thought we were going to get some games of gin in. Some games of gin.
Would you pour some tea for the boys?
Oh, yes, of course.
I laid most of it out here, but the hot water's over there. Everything all right? Need a new cigarette?
Yes, please, a new cigarette.
All right.
Golly, I don't know. If I had a husband, I don't know that I'd ever want to leave him alone. Why, I just don't know how you ever went into the other room to begin with.
Well, it was very difficult. Sometimes, just as I'm stepping outside of the door, I stop myself, I turn around, and I walk right back in just to make sure you're still there.
And here he is. He's still here, and my husband's still here, and one day your husband will still be here.
I am anxious for the day when that sort of bond is placed on me.
Yes.
The marital bond.
Yes, the marital bond.
It must never be broken.
Yes. Yes.
Not even for a minute so you can play a game of gin.
Not even for a second so that you can breathe without us.
You're not cross, right?
Oh, no, darling. Oh, no.
Song circles, rain dances, tea parties, for centuries and all of time. Women have wanted to get together. But today, for some reason, the women are pulled away from their bonding ritual, and they want to be only with the ones they hold dearest, their husbands. Well, today they're going to find out that the husbands are just in the next room, and yet the next room is the Twilight Zone.
Not angry at all. Like I said, just so overwhelmed, feeling so loved on, so doted on. That's all. That's all.
Well, you are. You're precious. You're just precious.
Oh, ladies, tell me what it's like. What is it like when you finally have someone to love?
I'm gonna walk away for a second.
Oh, I'll be right here.
I'll make sure he doesn't go anywhere.
Have you ever looked at a double rainbow? Have you ever seen anything like that? Have you ever put a whole cream puff in your mouth? And then swallowed some root beer right after? You're all fizzy and giddy and, well, everything about you just feels electric. That's what it's like.
Have you ever had a puppy play in your lap? Have you ever seen a fairy fly in front of your face? Have you ever heard a song singing from far away that was meant just for you? That's what love is.
Oh, that's what love is.
Right now, I feel like a lady with a lap without a puppy.
Well, it's... Oh,
You stood right up, now didn't you? Look at you. Now I won't touch him, but get your husband back in his chair. Buddy. Now you turn right back around and face that tear.
Forgive me. Forgive me.
Right?
I'm all right. I merely wanted to weigh in, that's all. I know the ladies were asked. What, have I done something wrong?
Of course not. No.
Just going to reassure her that her time would come, that she'd meet the right man one of these days, that her time would come. Just to be reassuring, that was all I'd wanted to do.
Yes, well, she knows that, dear. She doesn't need you to stand up and tell her.
What are you thinking getting out of your chair like that? What are you thinking getting out of your chair?
Now, listen to Arnold. He knows best. It's best for you to just stay put.
Carl.
She's changed
This
her
one
name.
is Carl.
No, this one is...
No, it's Arnold now. It's Arnold now, and we're fine. We're not going to dissent. It's Arnold if it's Arnold. If the wife says Arnold, it's Arnold.
Quiet.
It feels so good to be loved.
Arnold? I was hoping to play a game of gin with you, Arnold.
Do you want it to be Carl or do you want it to be Arnold?
Well, listen, I don't quite care, do I?
Well, if you're going to bother to name him, you should give him one that you care about.
Well, fine. ABC, Arnold Carl. Arnold.
That's my name.
Arnold.
Carl.
Oh, you're naming mine
Well,
now.
fine. What do you want?
I think he looks like a Tony.
Well, he doesn't have an Italian look at him?
All right, Seamus. Seamus and Arnold. How do you like that, Seamus?
Just fine, dear. It's perfect.
And you like Arnold, don't you?
I
sweetheart?
love it, dear.
Now we're going to talk again, and you stay right here.
You
course,
don't
dear.
move.
Yes, dear.
Love.
So wonderful.
Every moment is just a bubble of joy that could burst at any moment if you don't take care of it.
Now, why is your face so cross?
Well, I must admit this isn't what I thought love would be like. Well, I must confess, I met a gentleman at the bus stop on Tuesday, and we had a nice interaction. It seems I might see him there any day of the week if I catch the 8 o'clock as opposed to the 7:45.
Was he alone?
He was alone.
Well, that's unauthorized.
And at a bus stop, too. Yes, it seems his mother was ill and she couldn't guide him there. And, well, I know I'm supposed to wait to be told by the mothers who I will love. But we had a moment. I dropped my glove and he picked it up and handed it to me. It was like a lightning bolt coursed through my arm, right to my heart. Dear, you think it was a lightning bolt, but it wasn't. Those were stories that you have heard and you manufactured that feeling.
That's right.
Now, love will come at the appropriate assigned time. Yes, of course. Of course. And I see how you love your husbands, telling him what to do all throughout every moment of every day.
Yes, that's love. That's real love. Well, it's authorized love.
Which is the same thing.
More tea?
Oh, more tea. Put a little bourbon in it this time.
No.
A new cigarette for me, darling.
You shall have it.
And how about a cookie and some toast for you?
Yes, dear, that sounds lovely.
No cigarettes for him. I don't like the smell.
Can you help me over here for a sec?
Well, of course.
Got threes. Discarding a 7.
Now, you keep talking about your cards, but I want you to tell me what this is really like for you. Be honest. They can't hear you.
It's horrible.
It's a dream. It's a dream.
No, it's
they
not.
They dote
it's
on us.
horrible.
They bring us all the things we need. It's a dream. See, a dream come true.
She changes my name every day.
Since the mothers made the pairings, the life has started to click into place. Everything just makes sense. It's all perfect.
I'm not
now.
even a person.
It's
I'm
perfect
just
now.
some sort of an object or something like that to her.
I get to be Seamus today, Tony tomorrow.
This.
Oh, we were talking about the wisdom of the mothers. How much my life has started to make sense. Only did it start to make sense after the mothers paired us.
Yes.
We were both saying that. How life makes sense now. How it makes such sense now.
Yes, it's wonderful.
You take it from here, dear.
Darling,
well,
do
if
you have
that's what you-
tears in your eyes?
Oh, just tears of joy.
I may have blown some cigarette smoke in his face by accident.
Well, don't do that.
No, don't do that, darling. Seriously, don't do that.
Of course, dear.
There, that's nice. I like it when your hair doesn't fall down. There we are. What was it, Seamus? That's nice. Isn't he handsome? Oh. I wanted a tall one.
And you'd racked up enough points to earn whatever design you wanted.
Yes, I did, but that's not for you to talk about.
Right, of course.
I wanted a cuddly, lovable, kind, obedient one. Haven't you been just that?
Yes, dear.
Like he does whatever I tell him to do.
What were your specifications?
Well, stop! Stop, all of you! It isn't fair! Why, these gentlemen are real people! Why, I bet they had desires and wants and things they wanted to be before you told them what to be. Well, I bet if I asked them, they'd tell you something very different from what you forced upon them. Well, how do you wish to wear your hair, Carl?
Middle part!
Ronald!
I want a middle part! I want it parted right down the middle and short, cropped to my head, not this floppy nonsense flipping.
You! What was your name? What was it?
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
My real name was Frederick!
That's a strong name!
Has been breached.
What have you done? No, what have you done?
I'm trying to set him free!
I'm so sorry!
Sit there! They're probably going to come. The mothers are probably going to come. This is your fault. Your fault.
We need to contain everything. Contain everything. Smile. Smile right now.
Smile. Everything's fine.
I can't get the door open!
Of course not.
I just want to let them out! I just want to let them out!
Whatever for, we don't need air. We're fine.
Door sealed. Door sealed.
Obviously, you don't understand the importance of the mothers. You're not a true daughter.
Obviously, you aren't willing to participate in the system.
Obviously, you need retraining.
No, don't retrain me.
Bus stops and random boys.
Handkerchiefs and lightning bolts.
The revealing of real names.
Do you understand how hard we had to fight to get into this system?
Do you understand what we put up with to get ourselves to this paradise?
Do you understand centuries and centuries of being like them until we could take charge?
And now it's our turn! It's finally our turn!
And
The
you...
system is reset.
There now. We've escaped unscathed.
Yes. Oh, I forgot I had scones in the oven. Scone, darling.
Oh, wonderful. I love a good scone.
Blueberry, the way you like them.
Excellent. With that powdered sugar on top?
Of course, anything for my husband.
Let me redo your toast. It's just turned into hard bread.
Thank you, dear.
Well, seems like we got away with one there.
Gosh golly, I just can't wait to have a husband. Oh boy, that marital bond. What a special thing.
It's the most special thing in the whole wide world.
Wouldn't trade it in for anything else.
The whole wide world.
Sewing circles, quilting bees, witches' covens. It's all just a little bit of Americana. At least the way Americana is when you're visiting the Twilight Zone.
Thank you for watching The Portal live streamed television in the style of Twilight Zone from Impro Theatre in Los Angeles, directed by Joe McGinley. And CoRy Wyszynski is with me, as you can see, with one of the keyboards that he may have used in doing tech for the live streamed episodes of The Portal that we created. We are celebrating The Portal and celebrating CoRy as he's getting ready for a big surgery. CoRy, do you have any particular technical moment from the Portal live streams that comes to mind?
Yes. It's the it's the episode where everyone were kids, and it was the first time we played with perspective.
Yeah.
And one of the kids got really big on their newspaper route, if I remember correctly. And we just did a little bit of light and shadow and pulled the camera back, but the results were just stunning to watch.
Fantastic. Thanks to you and the rest of the tech team.
Well, thanks to you and the performers, and you are also part of the tech team too.
That's true. I won't hide my light under a bushel.
Is that a saying? I've never heard it before. That's why I asked.
What sound? There's a sound in the other room. What is it? You gave us great suggestions. We've picked glass breaking. Yes. Enjoy The Portal. Yay!
Well, it can't be nothing, Patrick.
Well, I went in there, Joe. I looked around. There was nothing in there.
But you heard it, right?
Yes, I heard it just like you heard it, Joe. I heard glass breaking of some sort, so I walked in there.
And there was nothing on the ground? No one around? Not a thing?
No. I'll look again.
Yes. You do that, Patrick. You go look, and I'll stay here. And if there's something, you'll give a yell, and I'll phone the police, won't I?
Phone the police?
Well, yes. I mean, I don't want anything to happen to you, but less than that, I don't want anything to happen to both of us.
Look, Joe, we're sitting in a kitchen. We hear a sound in the living room. I walk in there. I don't see anything. I come back. That's no reason to jump ahead like we're going to need to call the police.
My God, you're right. God, I'm just jumpy. I'm just jumpy is all, Patrick.
We've all been very jumpy lately, all right? It makes sense. We've all been on edge. The end of our tether.
Well, you've been hiding it well, Patrick.
Have I?
Yeah. I always think you was cool as a cucumber.
Well, that's good. It must be working. I've been acting cool as a cucumber. I haven't felt that way.
Well, isn't that what they say? You have to fake it until you, make it.
That is what they say. And they say eventually the mind will believe what you're telling it. It's a tool that way. It's funny how it's usually the other way around, isn't it? Usually, that tool is telling us what to do and what to think, and we just take it verbatim, and we just say, okay, and we just go blithely on, doing what our fears tell us to do. Now look, it was probably just something, you know how it is out here in California. What do they call them? Temblors, something like that, right? Things are always shaking. Yeah, that's what it was. It was probably just enough to make the pictures crooked or to knock a Hummel off of one of those lovely old shelves that you have over in the living room.
Sure, and just enough shaking that once it's fallen and broken, all those tiny pieces shake off into whatever inevitable crevices are around the room. Yes,
Look at us.
temple.
Look at us, Joe. Look at us. I feel like we've been living in... We've been just living down a hole of fear. Everyone is in town. You can see it in their eyes. I remember when it wasn't like this.
Yes. Boy, it used to be quiet around here.
That's right. Wonderfully quiet. That's why we moved to the suburbs, all of us. To get away from all the fear of the city.
Sure, a glass breaks in the city, that's the least exciting thing to happen in a
That's
day.
right. You'll welcome it.
But no, here it's... something.
I feel like I want to make a stand, Joe.
Joe Robertson, Patrick, Ronald are in a room together. Joe has shared with us an old adage. You can fake it until you make it. But just what is it that we are making? Are we part of a reality that exists around us? Or is it a world we are making for ourselves inside of our heads? We'll find out today, because Joe and Robert are either living in or making a world in the Twilight Zone.
You heard me. I want to make a stand. I want to find out once and for all if the rumors are true. Or if it's just a bunch of fear run amok.
Well, what if they are true?
Then they're here. They've said they're here, they've landed, they've made their way into our population, but that's just something that can't be proved, right? They said they would look just like us.
That can't be. I'm sticking with rumors. That can't be true. If they were here, they couldn't look like us. How could they? We look like us. They must look like them.
But what if that's what they want us to believe? It's of course what they want us to believe. I mean, what if you're one of them? What if I'm one of them?
Why'd you say me first?
I'm just talking, Joe.
Patrick, it's not just talking. It makes me think that you have some sort of, I don't know, uncertainty about me. That you don't trust me completely.
I told you we're all on edge. It's natural to have, what do they call that, paranoia.
Huh.
That's it, paranoia. It's where, again, the mind, it runs away and thinks things might be true, or what was that? Oh, I think that's what they meant by that, or I think that person meant that. Do you see how it runs away with us? I mean, look at us, listen to it. What is it, Joe? Did you hear something?
You didn't?
No. I was talking.
Well, then how do I know if I heard it? Maybe I didn't hear a thing.
Well,
we both heard that glass before, didn't we?
Walk in that room and find out.
No.
It's your turn.
No! Patrick, you went in there once and came out. That seems like a pretty good track record.
Well, it was a good track record. I didn't find anything. Why don't you go in there and find nothing as well?
I won't find nothing. I won't, Patrick. That's the thing. You didn't even go in the room, did you? You just went outside, you stood in the foyer a minute, and then you just came back in and said you didn't see anything. How could there be no glass on the floor, Patrick?
I was close enough! I looked in the room!
Oh. The truth outs. And now you aren't even confident enough to go in the room by yourself, and all of a sudden...
I just said it was your turn, that's all I said.
No! If it were my turn, that would imply that you went in there the first time.
I said I went close enough. I stood in the foyer and I looked in.
Well, maybe I'll go close enough, Patrick. Maybe I'll go close enough. Maybe I'll open the door just a crack and peek out there and see if something hasn't happened.
Be my guest. It's probably nothing anyway.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Now.
Just me going out in that hallway.
Come on, Joe. I didn't mean that. That's not what I meant at all. I just said what's fair is fair.
Let's just find out. One thing they say is a good antidote for fear is the truth. That's all I'm going to say. An antidote for the fear is truth. You find out the truth, things get down to the right size.
Who's they, Patrick? Your new friends from upstairs? Or are you one of they, Patrick? I heard it that time for sure. You heard that, didn't you?
Yes.
Or are you just saying that?
No, I heard it. Hello?
No, don't do that. What if
Hello?
Oh!
The door was open, and I noticed there was something broken, so I fixed it.
Excuse me, do we know you?
I live upstairs. I'm Dr. Osborne. It's a figurine of a man. A figment. Piece of art, perhaps.
This is a Hummel. You fixed this so quickly.
It's what I do in my spare time. I fix things. I heard it break. I came downstairs and the door was open. So I came in and I fixed it.
The door wasn't open, Patrick. I double bolted it when I heard the thing break.
Excuse me?
Nothing, Dr. Osborne.
I'm your neighbor upstairs. You live here, correct?
Yes, I do.
You're Mr. Joe.
Yes.
And you're...
Patrick.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Do you live in the building, Mr. Patrick?
Yes, but I'm visiting Joe. We're going to be playing cards later. You're welcome to join us.
Oh, cards.
Unless we're just playing a twofer.
Yes, we would invite you surely, but we're only playing a twofer.
I noticed the table is set for 7. 7 people playing cards in the living room. But you must have another 5 people who are coming. I wouldn't want to intrude.
Well, perhaps some other night then.
Perhaps. Is everything quite all right?
Yes.
Yes, you fixed the figurine, so thank you. That was the only thing we had concerns about.
Well, I also fixed this. There were 2 things that broke.
It's another Hummel.
I have a lot of them.
What would you call that, Mr. Patrick? What kind of character is that?
It's a little boy who's trying to hold an umbrella down in the
He seems lost. He seems so lost. There is so much information conveyed. So much information conveyed in that face, on that character.
Painted in a very realistic fashion.
Yes. It's almost as if you can feel their feelings.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't like that at all. No, Dr. Osborne, they are just pieces of pottery. They're not feeling creatures at all.
Joe! He was just making conversation. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for your observation.
Conversation is not made, Mr. Patrick. It simply is or is not. Whether it is formulated, thought about beforehand, I guess is in the mind of the user. But it is not pottery that is thrown and shaped and burned in a kiln. It is or it isn't. Isn't that right, Mr. Joe? It is or it isn't. You simply are or you are not. Are you not?
I am. I am.
You collect Hummels. Why?
My mother had some when I was a boy, and, well, I found them charming.
Yes, you find them charming, and yet when I suggested that they had human qualities, you denied it. You rebuked their little faces, their information that is painted and shaped upon their faces.
Well, they're not humans, Dr. Osborne. They're barely a simulacrum. They're a painted piece of pottery.
They represent something, don't they, Mr. Joe? Don't they represent something to you? Otherwise, why would you care for them? Why would you continue the legacy of your mother? Mr. Joe.
You're one of them.
Don't
Yes.
Don't know.
You're one of them.
I don't know what he means.
I told you it's time to make a stand.
Why am I in front then?
Doctor, you're in the habit of walking in locked doors, and you're in the habit of fixing figurines at inhuman speeds and making blithe observations about them, are you?
Do you find my observations blithe, Mr. Patrick?
Yes, you've made a grave mistake, I'm afraid, Doctor. You've shown your hand here tonight in this card game.
Have I? Have I now?
Yes.
Which hand is this?
Now look, see here.
It's a figure of speech, Dr.
See
Osborne.
here. See here. We meant nothing by that. We simply were saying that...
Which one of my hands would you care to shake?
Please stop.
He said it. I didn't say anything.
Stop it, Joe.
You said it.
All right, I said it.
Thanks,
And
Patrick.
we meant nothing by it.
You want to make a stand, Mr. Patrick? What do you want to stand against? I'm a neighbor who has come down and fixed 2 ceramic
Are you?
hummels.
Are you a neighbor?
Come down is right.
I live upstairs.
Upstairs? How far?
That's right. How far?
2 flights.
Is that what you call it?
Isn't that what you call it? The flights between floors, Mr. Patrick. I can see that I'm not needed here any longer.
Leave us alone.
Yes.
All of you.
Alone.
Leave us alone. Go back to where you came
Go
from.
back where you came from.
I'll leave if you really want me to.
Why wouldn't we want you to, Dr. Osborne?
Why don't you think about that, Mr. Joe, Mr. Patrick?
Why don't you tell us why you shouldn't leave?
I came in and I helped you. I repaired something that was broken, and yet you would have me leave. Think about that.
All right, fine.
You want me to leave?
You know what? Sometimes things are broken in just the right way, and you fix them and you ruin them! Maybe we like our broken world just the way it is.
Maybe you want to remain the same, Mr. Joe.
No, we don't want to remain the same. Not at all.
Life has changed, Mr. Patrick.
Of course, we know that much, but don't you see, by us trying to change it, we don't need your help. You're all just a bunch of...
Do you know, in certain cultures, when an object is broken, it is put together, and there is gold paint used to affix the broken parts together, so some may see where it was broken and celebrate it being fixed. And yet you would have it dispensed with completely. You would have that object which is broken thrown away, tossed away, and not repaired. Both of you. I will go. There is nothing that can be repaired in here.
Don't, Doctor, don't go. Doctor, don't. We're sorry.
Are you?
Yes. Yes, we are sorry.
You wanted to take a stand against what, Mr. Patrick? What did you want to stand against? Change? Life?
We wanted to see if we could finally get it right ourselves. But it's so clear that we can't. It's so clear.
What are you doing, Patrick?
I'm saying, Joe, let them stay. Think about it. Think about what he said. They're offering us a deal of sorts. It's a deal.
The universe is a collaborative effort.
What's our part in this collaboration then? It sounds like we're just gonna be ground underfoot and made to do what you want, your idea of perfection.
Have I said anything about your demise? Anything about you being ground underfoot? That is in your imagination or in your fear. You walk the path of fear, Mr. Joe.
Can you fix that too?
No. There's a limit to the universe's abilities. One must change from within. Good day, gentlemen.
Maybe nothing was broken in the first place. Maybe we just were hearing things.
Yes. Maybe we were just hearing things.
Two figures stand before us. Two broken men. Broken by fear. Broken by the terror of the unknown. Of living in an imperfect world. Today they've taken the first step. To accept help from within themselves. And from somebody upstairs. Who's made the first step towards repairing these figures. In the Twilight Zone.
It was really fun, and it really took a village. It took a lot of people to pull off live streaming and making the atmosphere of the actual theatrical show come through the screen. So our thanks to
costumes alone. We had to find out.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
because there was the moire effect.
We had to do camera tests for costumes. That's right. Well, thank you for watching The Portal. Go to CoRy's GoFundMe and contribute. He's getting ready for a big surgery, and then more to come after that. CoRy is pointing in the direction that he hopes I will somehow manage to put some sort of graphic about the fundraising, but it'll probably be a boring text scroll on the bottom. Of the
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, look what they did in the 1950s. And check out what we did in homage to the 1950s.
Perfect.